I'm back with more FortressCraft Evolved Hardcore. And what are we doing down here, you might ask? Well, I'm about to descend into the cold caverns and put all some more research we really gotta have. We don't have a chilled cavern this time. Yeah, right. Out of power because the cold caverns are costly to remain in regarding power for heating. So I'm going to go back up and I'll show, yes, I actually, as you saw there momentarily, I actually rearranged the ore extractors again. We are going to need as much lithium as we can get. A heck of a lot of iron. Far more than we know what to do with at present. So I'm taking the liberty of making the 5 basic experimental pods that we're going to need for basic logistics. And I'm going to start on that research right now. A beast going down there, but that's actually the lower cavern. It's going to be, which is to science as much as you can find from the cold caverns. And you will especially should do this before travelling into not far below. In fact, if you can find a few cliff drops. But if you feel like something nearby a drop nearby is going to bring you into it, you can simply place So we're about to unlock the new scans. We found a crystal deposit, some cold cavern flora, 5 different varieties, and doesn't look likely. Oh, we have cryogenics research that we unlocked on the cold research, and we don't have much of any more use. Oh, we have found We'll grab the teleporter just because we can, and we can't take the super heist because it needs the downloaded content, and I don't think I got it. The Alloyed Space Window, I don't think that can be used. Okay, that should be all. And at this point, we're 19 hours away from our deadline, so we really got to pick up the pace. I found my ticket. I'm pretty sure that these are ruby crystals, so I'm going to grab some of them just off the bat. I'm going to also put on some torches so that I can find my way back down here and back down into the caverns below with these. Now it is to be noted that the tops of these lower caves seem to actually extend back into the cold caverns, so high-speed lithium ore vein here, seam, whatever you call it, and we are going to want to, what we're going to want to do is actually analyze the scan of ruby. So back up here at the CPH, we are discovering not just ruby, but sand as well. And the discovery of the ruby will unlock the recipe called the ruby focusing lens, which takes 8 research points and will give us an even greater transmission power. So what we can do is immediately we can start making some of the ruby crystals into focusing lenses. Here they are. We'll just take 3 of them for now and we'll place them where the emerald lenses are totally gone. And one for this one right here. That's so I'm not sure what this is. So fetch. Mean Girls reference, guys. And anyways, I was reading on the internet about a few places you could easily derive vegetable rennet simply by soaking the vegetable matter in water. These included fig leaves, melons, and those are the only 2 I remember that well. But oh yeah, thistles like artichokes. I've been wondering. Do any of you know if the species of the plant matters? Well, like some fig leaves will work to extract the rennet for cheese making and others will not. Or some thistles will work, others will not. I know the artichoke is related to this thistle and it works. Last, our basic logistics research is complete, and that will unlock us advanced logistics and storage, which will grant us, it takes 10 basic and 5 intermediate experimental pods, and we don't have much of that around. It's also got logistics fail cores, which is totally cool. The intermediate robotic arm. The robotic arms do need to be placed in rooms in order to work as fast as logistics demand. We've also got cryogenics research to do, and that's going to take 35 charged experimental pods, which is going to come to a grand total of 280 lithium, if I calculated correctly. 50 simplified experimental pods, which translates to 400 tin, and of course 400 copper for the basic pods. So we're going to take that bloody noise outside, man. I know the other YouTubers actually have problems with it too. Do you? The Spiderbot cannon actually needs to... Well, it won't reveal me the ingredients yet for that, so we're going to have to do some more crafting before we can even think about. So we're going to craft some more turrets and some more charged lithium coils, which we're going to need them for the Spiderbot and for the much needed defenses that we're going to use against the natives. I'll be back when I've set that all up. Let's just collect the gold ore scan research here, and this means that we can straight away take the solar panel. That's going to give us the organic solar panel in due time. We'll also take the matter mover, the Falcor beacon, the Mark 1 Falcor, the zipper merge. Damn, we got a lot of research points today. We'll take the electric light, because why not? We're going to need it further down, especially in the cold caverns where torches are virtually useless. All they do is light up the place, but they don't bring the temperature they're in anywhere above absolute zero. We're going to take the herbicore as well. And we're going to take the auto upgrader, because we will need that to build the Falcors. There's a Fantasia or never-ending story reference there. We'll take the cargo lift controller, the rack railer, and the basic cargo lift, because we'll need those to actually bring the ore to the surface from the lower caves. Now each cargo lift controller is going to take 18 iron ingots, 9 copper ingots, and, if I calculate correctly, 90 lithium ingots, which is a heck of a shame, because the cargo lift controller only makes 1 block each, and there are 9 blocks, with each block taking up 2 lithium coils, 1 copper wire and 2 iron gears. So this is going to be a doozy to actually pull off anytime soon. To make matters worse, the rack railer will take 4 macerators. Although it sounds simple, this means that it takes 12 iron gears, 4 lightweight machine housings, 4 servo motors, and 4 copper wires in total. And as for the basic cargo lift, it takes 6 basic storage hoppers, 6 of them that hold 100 each, 4 servo motors, 5 iron gears, and 27 lightweight machine housings. This is far from a bargain, a far cry from it, but it's going to be something we'll have to do sooner or later. Until then, we're stuck with possibly defending our conveyor belts underneath the ground from Minox, and as well building multiple ore extractors to put into the same storage hoppers. We're going to have to build more storage hoppers themselves as well. I'm going to take the liberty to make ore extractor number 7, a pyrothermic generator, and 5 Mark II turrets, because we're going to need those. In addition, I'll be making 4 more laser energy transmitter Mark 1s in due time. Of course, placement doesn't matter as long as you have efficient enough turrets. Don't group them all close together at the front. As I was saying, don't group them all in together in one big clump, because that will only reduce their efficiency and their effectiveness at defending your fortress. You'll see why soon enough. If this ain't already obvious to you, what you've got to do in order to keep your power efficiency up is you've got to actually send power down into the ground. So, what do I propose we do here? Well, we're going to make this pillbox that is under construction here into a into a power generator, and one of the power blocks is going to be placed right here, near where the natives are going to come in. And at the same time, one of these, a laser energy transmitter, is going to send power all the way down into the iron extraction unit. Of course, nobody really likes to, and it doesn't really, and it almost reaches all the way down, but it's just 3 over the limit of the laser energy transmitter. So we're going to use 3 in total. We're going to split the iron extraction into 2, and we're going to, yes, as I was going to say, we are going to increase the speed of extraction by upgrading the drill motors on both of them. So that's not really genius, that's just resourcefulness. You want to extract as great a rate as possible. However, they really don't natives. Because when you do, they'll come running, and if you don't have these turrets up by then, you're a sitting duck. If you don't know what a sitting duck is, that's somebody who is totally defenseless against an aggressor. You don't want to be one of those. Of course, you always have the option of having Arthur charge your turrets for you. Now, I don't recommend you do this because it takes a heck of a long time, and you'll need to recharge Arthur after each run. But it may work for this run. Now, the exact point where the toxic caverns begin is 480 meters deep. And as per usual, I'm using the usual system of 5 meters down per level, and I'm also doing this, setting up the strip mining system for when I go this far down, when I have to. Well, I'll be back when I've dug almost to that depth. So as we go, as you can tell, the location name at the top of the HUD has changed abruptly to Toxic Caverns, and we've now run into an unknown block. Unknown, really. We'll see about that soon. I have taken care to mark my path gingerly with these torches, and look, we have some sapphires here. I hope the natives won't mind if I take a few. If you actually go down into the toxic caverns, for which you will need a special suit, then you can find topazes. Right now, there aren't any to be found in this part of the lower caves. If you do find a place, an area that does abruptly descend into the toxic caverns, be extra careful, is all I. So, that should do it, and I'll meet you back at the surface. We're back at the research station. We found a green glow pod, and just as luck would have it, this is the sapphire crystal that I thought it to be. We're gonna go straight into the recipes and unlock the sapphire focusing lens straight away. Where did this advanced teleporter come from? That must have been from the diamond, or the crystal deposit that we scanned up in the coal caverns. Oh well. Right now, we're gonna make for ourselves a sapphire focusing lens from just that one crystal, and we're gonna apply it onto this energy transmitter here. That's gonna give us an even greater power boost. And that's so awesome, and I'll see you when I've done some more work. Less than 12 hours away from our deadline, at no point in time has it been more crucial that you absolutely must check your threat scanner, because if it runs above 100, the base rating, then you are to expect an invasion. I deem it crucial to get rid of some of the junk in my inventory by converting it, of course, into construction paste. I'm not sure if the organic rock can be made into construction paste, but we're going to try that out right now. There we go. And apparently it cannot. So that should just about do it, and that should give us 128 construction paste exactly, which we can use to make the advanced room building research. With the advanced logistics and storage, we are a far cry from the 80 copper and the 40 iron that we need. So we're going to leave that alone for now. Especially we are a far cry from the 280 lithium and the 400 each of tin and copper that we'll need for cryogenics. But we should be able to get it done by day 10. We happen to have some more research to unlock, and it's Toxic Cavern Flora number 5. What we actually need is the Toxic Cavern Stone, but we don't need to go that deep just yet. And hey look! We have a basic Spiderbot logistics project to unlock. And we can unlock the spider core. And what else have we? Looks like that was all that the Spiderbot logistics actually unlocked. So we'll go preemptively for the perfect organic lens and the exceptional organic lens. Okay, so it's not perfect but regular, my mistake. And I'm going to go and repower every machine around this block. I'll be back when I have some more resources. Well, we just got 11 hours to go and already our coal vein has just all but cleared. I'm going to assume that some more of our veins are going to clear sometime soon. So this presents us the need to go find some more of each type of vein. We now have the means to rapidly transport ores to the smelter, which will be powered by the central power hub until we can get our dedicated smeltery up. Ready for an attack. As you can see, I have driven our base rating to just above or at exactly at 100. So we really got to get a move on. We need more lithium coils to be charged. We need more iron gears, and we need more lightweight housings, for which we need lots and lots of tin. So this last minute militarization shouldn't take long at all. It turns out, while the laser resin ablator, liquefier and the liquid resin refiner all use the exact same ingredients, they take an ore extractor, a laser energy transmitter and a crude organic lens, which is why we're going to lay them off for a while. And of course, we are definitely going to need some more turrets to fend off the natives. In the meantime, I'm going to go place these turrets, charge them up, and I'll also charge up the spider bots so it will be ready for the onslaughts. Look how far this is coming along so far, our peoples. Tell me what you think. Is there a way I can improve on the placement of these turrets? How else can I improve? How else will I stand a better chance against the natives? There are a few others I've placed. It's just the one here. Of course, I know that I do have the ray gun I made earlier that I can use, so I shan't forget that. Obviously, for the first few invasions, you're going to have to be there to assist Spiderbot, because he obviously couldn't do it alone until you militarize further and build more turrets, which we are indeed working on. But with less than 6 hours to go, 5.5 even, we really better pick up the pace, which we will indeed do. I'm going to go down there and collect more iron and lithium, then I'll be back to build a bigger power grid and a better defense grid. Of course, threat can be generated and maintained more easily if you have a supply network for your fuels. This can also be achieved if you have denser or richer fuels, as they like to say. And while it is also true that the more turrets that have whose radii overlap in a certain volume, the more effectively they can fight invaders. You must also be aware that one, they need to be continuously supplied with energy, and two, they will not necessarily work as well if they are too close together. As you upgrade your turrets to higher marks, they will be more efficient. They will also cover larger radii, and therefore they will need to be spread further apart in order to be as effective against mobs of the same calibers. at just 3 hours away from the deadline, I'm starting to lose my patience, and I'm taking the liberty of making another ore extractor, and I'll be putting this one where I found another tin vein. I think it is high time we started some research, so I'm going to start the advanced room building project. I'm going to break into this laboratory room here, and I'm going to add all this construction paste. This is going to force our power grid to use up our enriched coal nice and quickly. But this still isn't enough, but we still aren't using enough power. And we just got to be ready for the attack, because it will come every 30 minutes if our threat level remains at 100 or higher. So we got just 2 enriched coal in here. We need to fill that up a bit. I'm going to go around and refill the other parts of the power grid, and I'm also going to add another, a pyrothermic generator, because the lab room could be the moment of truth. As long as we can keep our threat level above 100, we'll be able to attract an attack, and we can see if we and Spiderbot with us can fend off the attack that comes. You want to keep your threat minimal, between 100 and 150 for the first attack, for obvious reasons, especially on the hardcore death mode, because in hardcore, if you lose a single battle, you die. This is exactly why I'm taking extra precautions. We want to survive every single battle with our central power hub functional. Well overdrawn. We're supposed to keep the base rating between 100 and 150, but if you let one of your pyrothermic generators cool down, then you'll lose a bit of threat and you'll be safer. So that's an easy fix, especially on hardcore mode, so that you can continue to militarize. Happened. We run out of coal again. No matter, there are other coal deposits nearby, but they are not quite as near as the last one. And we've got to pick up the pace, because we've got not much more than an hour and a half remaining till our deadline. We'll never meet our deadline for the first attack at this rate, but never mind. We can actually make up for lost time. What we need to do is increase the production of enriched coal. That is our main bottleneck. What we'll need is the ingredients for a coal enricher, and in case you don't remember, you need 5 charged lithium coils, an organic rock, 2 pristine phosphorescent glands, and a macerator, which I'll just find where the macerator is right now. And I've got 1 spare servo motor that we can use that we don't need for the rack railer, which requires 4 macerators. So what we're going to do is go on with the lightweight machine housings. I'll make one of those, and we should be well on our way to consistently generate enough threat to finally have our first invasion. Truly have an edge. We can now consistently generate enough threat to provoke an attack. What we've got to do next is concentrate on increasing our bar production. At the moment, all we have to do this is forced induction. That's some little if any problem at all, since what we can do is we can use some of our spare. Well, we have some copper to spare from previous craft. I put the turntable out this side here, split the copper between the 2 coal enrichers, and that actually fixed our bottleneck. So the main bottleneck to concentrate on now is the bar production, and eventually we're gonna get our first attack in 7 minutes. We're slightly behind on schedule by at least an hour, but that doesn't matter when on the 6th day we're really gonna be steaming along. And we'll be at the goal in little time at all. I'll be back when we have the attack starting. The moment of truth. Be brave, victory will be yours if and only if you push through. And in the case of the hardcore mode, this is the only way you will survive. So we're gonna go and fight this invasion. Of course, the spider bots will always go in the direction in which the invasion is coming from, or from which the invasion is coming. So, with this clue alone, you can fend off the invasion at its source, which is just what we're going to try to do here. And look, oh look, a crashed parts container. We'll take that just before, thank you, just before we... There they are! The wasps are coming right in. If you charged up your spider bot, you should be easily able to stop them. And look, they dropped. That one's ruined. That's no good. Ruined chitin. Come on! Show me what you made of, you little bastards! Of course, you really should pay attention to the entire path they take. Yeah! Oh, that stinger's no good. That stinger is definitely no good. Where did the spider bot go? Here come more of them! Just gotta be ready. The wasps never try to attack the player, which is actually quite a relief when you think about it. Oh, one of them's flying pretty high, but that's going to be no match for. Here we come. Sniping them out from afar. Yeah! Come on then! At some point, it would be prudent to go back and recharge both yourself and Arthur, since Arthur is the best chance you have of winning the fight. Alright. Our spider bot's gonna hold out here. I hope he'll do well. And he will, considering how much charge I put into him. Alright. Come up the hill. Back onto into the hill top. By the Arthur's charge station. Charge as well. It looks like they've reached. Of course, you don't actually have infinite energy to fight off the invasions. That would just make no sense, and if you did, that would be cheating. I would often use the tactic of simply building a tall tower on which to stand whilst I fend off the wasps. that'll also save Spiderbot's charge here. Eventually, you can attach Falcor beacons to Spiderbot that will allow him to pick up the loot that these guys drop. And the harder he fights, the farther out he'll go. It'll give you a real edge over these wasp bastards. And when you're collecting the loot that these guys drop, you're looking for the red pieces. They are the pristine pieces that will be useful for crafting. Even the ruined ones can be used either to trap these slimes, or they can be used to... I don't think any of them got past yet. We're okay. Anyways, you can lure and trap slimes with the rotting parts if they end up spoiling. But that's that aren't refrigerated. For some reason, they will continue to remain ruined but not spoiled remains, but will not devolve into spoiled remains whilst they are on the ground or in your inventory, which is super weird when you think about it, because your suit is heated. I wonder if the heat core actually does some work to just keep those parts. Where did it go? We just got 2 more ways to go, or 1 more after this one. Oh dear, the wasps are coming closer. That's no problem. I really like shooting them out from afar, because when I was playing Darklight, for instance, I would actually snipe out enemies from afar like this, from hidden positions. Got one, and there's the other. See you in hell. See you in fucking hell. Okay, the base rating has dropped dramatically on the last wave. And let's see how well we can do now. Looks like there's one really fucking high, man. How high are these fuckers? Okay, that one survived. And... what happened now? Oh, one left. That should be it, shouldn't it? No, I can still see one more coming. It's bypassed by the bottom. There's still more. They've gotten by Spiderbot, but they won't get by us. We will not be defeated. time to recharge. For fuck's sake. Just got a few more to go. And, oh, there's still more. There is still more. My heart's pounding. Is yours? Let me know in the comment section below. Oh! We did it! We survived the attack without a scratch on the CPH! Now we'll get back to building the base. We didn't get any pristine stingers that we will definitely need to make those cutter heads, those organic cutter heads. But we can prepare to amass them for the next attack. Before we go on with the next attack, we're going to need some more lithium, some more tin, and we're going to need enough copper to do the advanced logistics. But for now, we're going to stick with, you guessed it, advanced room. We're going to finish advanced room building first, and then we'll be making the organic cutter heads. We're going to be upgrading some of our drill motors, and we're going to be recharging our spider bot for the next attack. It didn't actually use that much, which is pretty cool. So, since Spiderbot doesn't seem to need that much in terms of power, we can focus our charged lithium coils on higher power turrets. We can use those to amp up our defenses. And when we get to Mark 3, that's where we'll really be steaming on. We'll be back after a few crafts and a few gatherings. Of course, after the first attack is done, the subsequent attacks will happen in 15-minute intervals. This appears to be all the time we have for today's session, and I hope you enjoyed the playthrough so far. Leave a like, subscribe, let me know what I could have done better, and I'll see you next time.